let's paint. So I'm doing something a little different, but it's something old, but something new. So my first subject is going to be Miguel, and I'll call this style is more of the real colors. I'm going to do an epic version of Miguel. So Miguel likes all sorts of things. He likes being epic, he likes castles, he likes lightning, he likes fire, he likes forests that are red. So I'm going to incorporate something like that in his background because I like my paintings to have a background. So I'm going to start with a background, and then I'll put Miguel in. So let's give him a castle, because he's the king of my castle. Now when I paint, I like to paint the background first and then the subject over it. I think it's, I always love layer painting. This castle may disappear for a few moments too as I paint everything in. So we're gonna need a sky. Now I'm doing this in the style where there is going to be a black outline for everything. Close to my original style that I was famous for. So I'm going to give it a nice rich red background. And I'm working on newsprint with tempera paint, because that's what I can afford. My paintings used to be acrylic on all sorts of things like poster board or wood. And I was always encouraged to paint in large format because my dexterity isn't the greatest in the world, and it's okay. But when I paint large format, it's actually more relaxing for me because I don't feel constrained onto a little piece of paper. That's painting. Drawing, I can draw on smaller things. I don't mind drawing on small, not too small though. So it gives me a nice red background. Of course he's got to be my first subject. And we'll see how many subjects there will be. Now the reason I don't paint the subject and then everything else is I feel like the subject pops better when there's a background there already. My art is it's surreal, it's abstract, it's expressionist. But in my mind, there's always a background before there's a foreground. And so here we have our background. I know, it's just red. You can just buy a piece of red paper. But no, because a piece of red paper is not going to have these brush strokes in it. And it's not going to have these details. Alright, so Miguel loves red and black, so that is the color scheme I'm going to stick with in this painting. Now, I do not like using black when I work, but when it's for someone else and I know that's what they like, I can channel that into my artwork, and I'm okay with it. When I do my own artwork, I don't like using blacks or browns or neutral colors, but if I'm painting somebody else that does, it will be silly for me to put my preferences over there, because that's art is very complex like that. But I like to be able to capture them. If I were to put a bunch of rainbows on everything, then I'm not really capturing them, I'm putting myself. But some people do like it when I put them in my rainbows, in my rainbow styles. And it's happened. Alright, so I might not talk for a while because I need to get this together. I gotta move teeth together. Here we go, using black. I haven't used black in a while. Actually, I have a few weeks ago for another special project. I know one of my viewers knows all about. Very special project. And so now, I'm not really a big fan of mixing colors together, but the look I want to achieve, I give everything that Miguel likes into this painting. I know I'm going to put Miguel here, so I'm not going to do a complete landscape, but I am going to. It's going to be where the forest is. I'm doing a forest of evergreens because we love evergreens. Evergreens mean evergreens are life. They stay green, or they keep their colors through the winter. There's the forest. Okay, now Naomi Girl's going to be somewhere around here. I'm not going to usually cast it all the way. Alright. Castle. And we'll have some lightning. Okay. Now it gets interesting. Now I gotta put him in. I almost feel like making him red and black too. But as an example of using more realistic colors, so. And who's to say this isn't a red day? I mean, I'm even close to Now I'm going to put the base of him down, the base of his face. So, yes, I just paint right over. I gotta do is use more white in here. And I mean, I know when I'm done, you're not really gonna see his neck because he has a big beard, a big gorgeous beard. Whoops. Definitely need more. So I really have not done this in tempera, so this is almost like an experiment for me. Like I'm used to using acrylics, but when you're an artist, you work with what you got until you can get what you can get. So I'm not, you know, I know my capabilities, and I certainly know how to work with what I got. So an ear there and an ear there. Okay. Let it dry a little. So now I'll draw his. I'm going to draw his hair in now. It's going to be very interesting for me because I'm going to use a color I don't usually use at all, but he does have brown hair. So I gotta make myself some brown here. I have brown paint somewhere, but I can simply make brown a red and green. Mucho interesting. And I can make brown with other colors too, but since this is more of a predominant red painting, I'm using red and green. I can make brown out of orange and blue. And I can make brown out of yellow and purple. I can mix all the colors together and make brown. And this is a nice brown though. This isn't too ugly because it has a little red. It's more of a red brown. But I think I'm going to add some more green to give it more brown. I don't know where I'm going to put the fire in this painting, but I'll think about it because fire scares me. I mean, I know fire is also important because that's what keeps us warm in the winter and stuff. Right now, I make his hairstyle. Yeah, you got a beautiful, thick hair. Now I know you're gonna notice a lot of what I painted underneath you is probably not even going to show, but that's how I feel the magic of my paintings when I paint like this. It's like, why did you even put it there? Because it's there. It adds, I feel like it adds to the layer. Because this painting is about Miguel. You know, I don't really like brown, but this is actually a nice brown. I think it's because I'm painting Miguel, and he has brown hair, so I'm having a good brown association. So I'm definitely enjoying. Giving Miguel hair. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, are you painting Jesus? But you know, I always think it's funny when people see a guy with long hair and a beard, they automatically say Jesus, and it's like a lot of people don't realize Jesus' location was he was Aramaic, and it's possible he had long hair and a beard, but so did a lot of other people during that time, especially those he inspired. And no, this is not, I'm not postulating, I'm just talking about what I know, because I've studied art history, and it's always, in art history, Jesus is a fascinating subject because of the many, many ways he's been depicted. Because he wasn't always depicted as what people see now well, since the Renaissance, maybe. I mean, there was a medieval version. There's a version for every period. And even now, when I see depictions, I'm like, historically, he was Aramaic. I'll make more brown. I'll finish the hair. It's a very red brown. But I like it. So now I got a plan. The reason why I like to paint over everything, I like all the brush strokes. And everything mixing together. Okay. And yes, if anyone is interested in this picture I'm making, it will be up for sale. I said, Miguel, you don't mind if I sell you, do you? But I wanted to start with him. And yes, this painting does have a lot of meaning, so I'm starting with him. But that's how it works. Like, for me to be able to do something, I gotta start off on high. So, anyone is interested in a portrait of themselves or a celebrity or anything, and they want it in my style, I'll be more than happy to create it for them. Okay, so now here's the base. Again, now I gotta get his eyes on. The one thing I do create with, actually, I do think he needs his lips first. Excuse me. Let me give him his lips. Oops. Miguel's lips. No, Miguel's lips are more red. I was gonna use pink, but so I do need, because I'm using white here, I do have to let that dry a little bit, so I'm going to go into the background now and give it a little more oomph. Back a little more. Now for his eyes. Come to life. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Okay, so it's still a little too wet, but alright, I'm gonna work a little bit more in the background. It's still a little too wet for the eyes. But I definitely got his beard shape perfectly. I mean, I'm not looking at him because I see him all the time. I really know you. I don't have to look at you. give the background a little more. Now I'm gonna make this more of a wildflower field. Pretty much painting our hopes and dreams into this painting as well. Alright. Miguel likes the fog. Alright. I think it's time to add a little bit of highlights the way I do it. But I do things a little differently. This is more, the background's definitely more abstract because of what Miguel asked me for, which is perfectly fine. I believe it will capture his world, because I mean he's always in my world, so now we get to paint his world, the world of Miguel N. Alright, so a magic eyes. It's about to do one more thing over the eyes. Because I don't think they have to be perfectly white. We're also dealing with and these eyes are going to be looking right at you. Alright. Okay, now to give him eyebrows. Eyeball. Eyebrows. Those nice, defining, strong eyebrows. Please, you can look. I want a nice direct look. protected. Shine in there. So now I do have to do over some of this white over here. The white is just to make everything pop a little more. Everything is drying. A little more characteristics to these trees. Trees a little more life in them. This cat with more. So much like that. He has a picture on his desktop of it is a red sky with a red forest and two red trees. Alright, so you come in life. So now to add, I'll call my signature black outline, and Miguel will be complete. it's just so interesting to me to be working with black, because I don't usually do it, but what I love about black is how defining it is in my artwork, how I can use it to really define. Because in my own artwork, my challenge is to make things pop, make colors pop out of colors. Like the current way I create artwork. I mean, to me, it's almost easier to paint using black. It really makes everything pop out nicely. But like, if I were to paint this in my 2022 style, because in my 2022, I like to use, you see in my videos and my artwork I post, I like to paint the background, and then the foreground is always an outline. So like, and I will do a picture of Miguel in my 2022 style. But I wanted to bring this style up because this is, like I said, this is what people, they love this. My art teacher encouraged me to paint like this, and everybody was always asking for these kinds of paintings like this. And it is a little more different than high school, obviously, because that was 30 years ago, and you know, I definitely, actually doing this, I can see a lot of growth. I mean, obviously in 30 years there's going to be a lot of growth, but it's very interesting to see. It's interesting to be painting like this. There we go. Let's give him a little highlight there. Here is our Miguel. And let's see. Turn around. And here's a Miguel. So let's see what Miguel thinks of himself. Let me just one more detail, I think. One more before I pull on. There. Definitely needs little people there, yeah. Alright, Miguel. Are you ready to see your painting?
Yes. Wow. Wow, that's interesting.
Did I capture you?
Yes.
You are my style of this.
Oh, that's cool. I like it.
The Willie people style. Alright, so you like your castle and your lightning and your forest.
Yes, that looks awesome.
I put a wildflower field there. No fire though.
What's up?
The fire's in your eyes.
What's that?
Alright, so this is it. We're going to let it dry, and I'm going to have Miguel stand next to it so we can see Miguel with his Willie people, Miguel. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, keep creating and enjoy.